I'll be your host today. Today we have an awesome session about Instagram Reel ads and best practices. So Instagram Reels, obviously it's so popular, and that's for a number of reasons. You know, they've become really popular because TikToks was really popular, and now you can do Reels on Facebook. And so this is where every platform is pretty much at, is these ideas of Reels and how we can use them for our business. We know that that's where you get the most reach with your content. And Gao is an expert in this area. She works with lots of clients, not only here in New Zealand, but around the world on their marketing strategies. And we're really excited to have Gao here from Primo Digital. And so welcome, Gao. And also, just as a reminder, I know a lot of you guys are streaming online with us through our social media channels, and make sure that you get your questions answered. I know there's going to be a lot today, probably, unless we're all kind of just sitting by absorbing, which I know I'm going to be doing, Gao. So thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me. So excited. As usual, I'm always looking forward for our sessions and a digital boost. We're full of inspiration, full of insights, and I'm so excited to share this topic, as you are absolutely right. With the Reels ads, people are getting so much exposure now, and we're going to be, the best practices will be revealed today. So
yeah, cool. I actually heard from like from another expert that there has been, because of the stocks kind of going down, because TikTok, you know, just keeps going up, and because of like the shareholders and stuff like that, Instagram is actually currently allowing a lot more reach to occur from Reels to compete against that other platform. So it's your time to shine, you know, because a lot of us use Instagram, don't we? And we're very comfortable with it. It links to our Facebook, which a lot of us use as well. Not necessarily Reels crossing over, but, you know, we can use Facebook Business Suite to set some things up. So generally, people will have a Facebook account and an Instagram account for their business. So it's nice to know how we can maximize our use of this platform, Instagram. It's a great platform. I actually really enjoy it myself. So I'm keen to dig right deep into this.
Yeah, let's do this. Awesome. Okay. Absolutely. The Instagram Reels are not 100% being transferred to Facebook in our countries just yet, but they are very, like, people are using, and I've asked people using it in United States and Canada, and they absolutely love it, because now you open up the Facebook, what I usually tend to see is like posts of your friends or just the photos. Most of the times it's the photos, but now it's actually some Reels showing up there as well. So that's cool. I really look forward to see it, and hopefully we'll see it soon in New Zealand. So let me share my screen, and you guys will tell me if you hear me, see everything well. And I thought, just to start this session, just from some sort of inspiration today. So what if we would just look at, in a first glance, what's the Instagram Reels? And for those who don't know yet and haven't used it in the past, you will get an idea straight away what's the Instagram Reels at, how to use it, and we'll be getting some inspiration. So first tool, I guess, would be just to go in to the ad library. And if you haven't played with the ad library before, I would highly, highly recommend you to, if you can just Google Facebook ad library, or you can access this site by going to facebook.com/ad/library. So basically, that's the place where all the ads are combined together, and you can just get inspired by either your competitors or people doing the similar products, or people doing some fun stuff in a fitness industry, if you're in a like activewear, for example, fitness industry. So you can get some inspiration from what's going on, what's happening in the market. And you can just not just only search for New Zealand, but I would highly recommend you to search on all. And then, for example, what do we feel like today? Well, last time we've been a kids, all about kids stuff. Let's maybe talk about, I don't know, just we've been working on some things on meditation, for example. So let's have a look on the meditations. Like, one of the common things people are, some organizations, and there are lots of coaches out there who are, selling their digital products, so they can incorporate their strategies and then use some of those inspirations here. So as you can see here, you can find all the ads that people are running. And if you can put the filters on, you can also check, for example, the media types. You can check for the videos. So unfortunately, it's not showing the media type that's the reel in particular, but most of the times when you click on the video, people more likely to use those videos, to use the reels as well. So let's have a look on what's happening in the video as well. So that's what shows us, yeah, here's this certain videos that's playing, and you can just go and see.
Jan has always practiced.
So that's more kind of longer version of the video, and you can see what text they're using, what's ad copy, what type of creatives they're using, what's trendy music they're using, and also you can, as you can see here, there are the platforms. So they're using it both on a Facebook and Instagram. Here's some company using it for Messenger, which I wouldn't recommend to do. So and that's how we getting the sense of how people are using reels and Instagram reels. Yeah, there's a certain elements that are missing still on the platform, on the ads manager, but in most of the time you can get an inspiration, you can get a test. So let's maybe have a look on some popular companies like Nike, for example. They are quite big and huge in their advertisement drive. So we can see it's more than almost like 4,000 different ads that they've been running, and here's some of these recent campaigns that they've been launching just now. So that's certainly the Reels ads. Reason why it's the Reels ads, because it's got a 50-second video, which is the great, from 15 to 36 seconds. I think that's the most popular, most trendy Reels are on this chart, like in this entire time range. So and as you can see here, there is different formats for those reels. So maybe they've been using some of these, you know, on Facebook, reels on Facebook and stuff like that. So that's kind of how you will get inspired by looking at on these companies and understanding what it is something they're using in order to catch the audience, catch the attention. Because remember about those 3 seconds in the beginning, right? So we always think about when we're creating the ad, we're thinking about header, and we're also thinking about the first 3 seconds, right? So the first 3 seconds are super crucial. So that's something that you're gonna win or lose, right? And people usually checking the ad, they're if there is a hook there, they will keep watching till like 15 seconds, for the whole entire 15 seconds. If there's no like, you know, some hook or some nice call to action, people will more likely to scroll past. So remember about the fact that people scrolling on Instagram feeds, and they're super impatient with that. So do you want me to remind you guys, when you open your Instagram, that's where you see the reels. So if you open the I'm not sure if you can see my screen though, but that's where the basically you click on here and you can see the reels, and some of them are actually organic reels and some of them are sponsored, right? So for those that are sponsored, they mark like as a sponsored ad. And if you can see, there's also the audio, and near the audio there is a trending like an arrow, like arrow looking up. So this means that they're using the trendy music for their reels, which is another thing that will be cool to use. So we're going to talk about this. So that's the first kind of source of inspiration. Yeah, I would highly encourage you to check, at least you'll be scrolling through the social media. I would highly encourage you to come here on Ad Library and to check your niche. Say, for example, you are selling the kids furniture, you're checking the kids furniture campaigns, and some of the, if you're selling some like even services, you can also check what's happening in the market, what other people are doing on the ads platform. And second source, I'd say there will be TikTok ad library, which you probably haven't heard about yet, but it's so popular now. And there is a big correlation and big debates are happening between Instagram Reels and TikTok ads and all of this conversation. But I hope, do we want to expand a bit more on what's the difference? Because we're not really talking about TikTok ads today, but I want you guys really understand the difference between those two platforms. And sometimes what I usually see is the same content's been running on Instagram Reels and and same uploaded to TikTok without even removing the watermark, which is not the best practice. So we would highly encourage you to use this different tone of voice, different maybe messages could be the same, but TikTok ads it's a little bit different. So do we want to expand a bit more on that?
Maybe just because they're so entwined, I think it might be good to just, because people are crossing content over, it might be a good idea just to know the difference so that we can do it properly. Yeah.
Basically, so what's happening with TikTok at the moment is TikTok now becoming more of this platform where, you know, people value people value the value that you're sharing, basically. So if you drop in some, you know, some good tips, or if you're sharing your story, you're basically explaining how you came to this, you know, solution, or why your product is so different, why you're standing out. So more like I'd say content that's are not depending on some trendy audios or some dance movement, some of these, those transformation and things like that. So it's more about it's getting now to this to the level of if you're sharing some great tips, you will get most of this following, right? So for example, if we'll check some of these top ads that are currently presented here on the ads TikTok library. So you can access here by going to ads.tiktok.com, business creative, it will open up itself. So, and if you can just check those top ads, what people are looking for, you will probably find that, okay, that's
adult ADHD underdiagnosed. Stigmas and anxiety sometimes prevent people from seeking help. Cerebral provides a discreet, judgment-free way to be screened for ADHD. Just take a short quiz online and you'll be...
Amazon must-have closet staple.
My Amazon must-have item is a black blazer. It is such a timeless and classic piece.
You've seen a million videos with cult favorite beauty products, but today I'm breaking down one of my favorite products that's actually worth it and easy to buy on Amazon. I wasn't sure what to expect when I saw this, but since every celebrity swears by bio oil,
So you got an idea, right? So the idea here is to bring the content that's actually makes some difference, right? So I'm sure all of us from watching this couple of videos, we already got a sense of, they drop in some really nice tips, or they sharing some really good stuff. I've been following a bunch of accounts that, some financial advice or some, investments. And it's so cool to see that people are already like, it's the internal transformation that is now happening with TikTok. It's becoming more and more value-based platform rather than it's been like 2 years ago when everyone been dancing and jumping on it in trends. So that's the big, I'd say, difference between TikTok ads and Instagram ads. And with Instagram Reels ads, we are still very dependent on the trends, like transitions, on the trending audios and stuff. So that's kind of where I would see the correlations going between TikTok ads and Instagram Reels ads. So would you mind to put in a comment on whatever you've been ever used any of those Reels ads or TikTok ads? Just let me know in a comment. I'm just really curious to know, what are you guys like thinking about those two different platforms? So once you log in to your TikTok, if you haven't created your account on TikTok yet, yes, highly recommend you also to start using TikTok. It's not just the teens platform now. It's got such a great benefits for the company. And if you are like, let's say, if you are using Instagram Reels anyway in your marketing strategy, why don't you repurpose your content and use TikTok as well, just to expand your reach, expand audience? You might have the same link in your bio, and people will be coming from those different platforms. And it's cool to see, because we've been doing it for a couple of other clients, and they've been looking at their stats, seeing that okay, some people are coming from a Reels ads, Reels, Instagram Reels, and some people coming from TikTok. And sometimes the numbers are getting, like, for example, the bigger traffic from a TikTok, but the conversions are more coming from Instagram, for example, or some other interesting data that you can read, and you can make your decision accordingly. So that's what's makes the whole journey is more fun, because you kind of testing different things, you playing with the platforms, you kind of understanding how the trends works. And if your videos goes viral, which is very as some of the TikTok experts saying that it's possible, then obviously you'll get some good content, some good traffic coming into your website, which is cool. So let me get back to my slides, and we'll get started. We'll just dive deeper into the a little bit of theory about Instagram Reels ads and the best practices, and how to scale with these Reels ads, because Reels ads, that's something that we understand the most now, as it's been a while since they launched. I think they launched in 2020. In New Zealand, probably 2020, but it came a bit later in New Zealand. And we've been playing with the platform quite a lot. And we've been using different elements. We've been using different trendy music. We also been using just like a slideshows when you want to highlight the product and things like that. So we've been playing with it a lot. And here's some insights that you might will benefit from. So I'm just going to quickly run through the plan. So again, we talked about why the video ads are better than just the photo, like the image ads that we tend to use on Facebook, on Instagram, how to do the smart setup for Instagram Reels ads, and what to avoid and what to include. And we're going to be, because today is more like a workshop session. So we'll be diving into the account itself, and I'll be showing you certain elements on what to do and what not to with the Reels, and which metrics to look at and what to optimize. That's always comes like one of the other topics, because launching your campaign is maybe like 20% of your effort, and then 80% of your effort goes into the optimization, improving, testing, playing with it again, like launching another ad and all of that. So that's kind of the routine, that's the reality of the ad management, right? And obviously ways to scale with that, right? So if you've got your first ad running successfully, how to make sure that the whole campaign will be successful, right? So here's the challenge for you today, is to launch your first ever, if you haven't yet, launch your first IG Reels ad, and then see how it goes, and let us know. Would be really curious to know what would be the results for you in particular. And I completely forgot to introduce myself in the beginning. I'm so sorry. I was so excited about the reel. So my name is Kurman. I'm a co-founder at the Primo Digital digital marketing agency based here in New Zealand. What we do, we run ads, we build the strategy, we work on the lead generation, we executing and optimizing the digital channels. We just helping companies to be better presented online and grow their business online. The most of the companies we're working with is the SaaS, e-commerce businesses, B2B and B2C. So yes, with Reels, why they're more engaging is just because we just want to be entertained more. isn't it? We just want to be entertained more. And there's some stats that shows us there's a 60% we're going to be engaging more with the video rather than photo. So with the photo, the interaction with photo, if you look at it, so for example, imagine you scrolling your feed and you see the photo, and the maximum attention that you're going to put into the photo will be around 2 seconds, isn't it? So let's be honest. And maybe you there's a good caption in there, so you'll scroll through the caption, you'll see what are the key elements like on this caption. You might will read it. Some people, being completely honest, saying like we don't read the captions at all. But with the video ad, with the video just in general, like the content, you're going to be at least engaging for 15 seconds, right? It's the shortest reel. If there is a hook in it, if there is no kind of it's boring, or you're going to see the same content. Sometimes we do have a sense on we do have a feeling that everyone just jumping on trends on Instagram reels. Sometimes it's going to be, in from a creative point of view, for those who are doing those reels, might be a bit draining. And I've been there. It's not really good feeling. And with video, the more you engaging, especially with these tips, I would be listening those beauty tips that she's been sharing just now on the TikTok ads, right? Or some of these HDG stuff that it's kind of mind-blowing sometimes. It's really interesting, and it's something that you haven't thought about yet, but there are people kind of expanding their expertise to show you what it is, something you don't know about. So that's how you would get your audience to start looking at your content and really dive deeper into your branding, isn't it? So just before you're going to launch, but the launch in itself, again, as I'm saying, it's more like a stage 2, isn't it? So the stage number 1 is to understand and to brainstorm your creative ideas. What it is, something that you'll be sharing? Will you be showing? I'd say maybe it's a good idea to start with those free ads. So free Reels ads. Yeah, it's a good plan. That's what we've been doing quite a while. Start with the best free Reels ads. So one Reels ads could contain the trendy audio, because the algorithm is going to push the Reels. So that way you'll be using this trendy audio, and the algorithm will show it to more people. So that's the fact that's how we work. That's the rule, games rule, right, for Instagram. So you can use first Reels with the trendy audio. The second Instagram Reels that you can use is with you talking about your product or your service, right? So you just being super genuine, super authentic, just being completely honest, like the same style as you just seen on a TikTok ad. You explaining a bit more, expanding a bit more. Maybe you sharing your personal story as well. It's always high engaging content. And the third one is you can use user generated content. Why not? You can use your customers, your clients who's been using your content, and then they've shared, or they've tagged you on social media, they've tagged you on stories, and you can repurpose this content and create some of these, like you can cut it off and just combine it all into one video. That could be another good option. This is how we've generated the revenue for one of the collagen brands, and they've been coming from 0 to 100K revenue in 1 month, starting from scratch in four months. And it's happened because we've been hardly using user generated content. So I highly encourage you to start building your audience, and then start building your, these creatives, right? And what I mean by start building your audience is you can always use your campaign. There's a certain elements on your campaign. I'm going to show you shortly. So you have a certain different objectives for your Facebook ad. Right? I think I'm going to talk about. Yeah, here we go. So the objectives, there's 6 of them on the Reels placement. Right. So on the Reels placement, we've got 6 of those objectives. And on, for example, if you want to use brand awareness campaign and you're running on your feed, it's cool. Reels does the same. Instagram Explorer also does the same. So you got to have all of this, depending on what do you want from this campaign. You're going to ask yourself, what is something that I want? I wouldn't recommend you to go, if you haven't done any ads campaign in the past, I wouldn't recommend you to start with the conversion ad straight away, because this is the most popular, right? So we all need conversions. We all need this relevant traffic coming to our website to make an action and purchase. But you got to remember about the fact that you're going to warm up the audience first. You're not going to propose to marry just yet. You're going to be talking about the benefits. You're going to be showing your brand. You're going to be showing your face. You're going to be authentic with the audience. And then once you get enough, feedback from the customer, once you get enough volume coming in, you kind of will feel confident, start sharing, and then encourage people to come and purchase your product. And that's how you would go into the conversion stage. So that's the Reels ads are working real well with the conversion stage. So maybe I'd say sometimes there's a strategy. We call it Garyvee Strategy. And if you ask other paid media experts, all of them know the Garyvee media strategy. So the Garyvee's media strategy is all about put up the put up the good ad for the video views. So the first step, number one, for the first couple of weeks, you're going to put video views for the Reels ad, for example, and you're going to get as many people to watch this video, right? So it might be your target audience, it might be your friends of your followers, it might be your people who's been on your website last year, or in the last year, for example, or people who's been following you on Instagram. So you're going to find all of these audiences, and you're going to get like boom, expanding this video. And what are you going to do in a second phase? Is phase 2? You're going to be in a couple of weeks, say, for example, you're going to be specifically targeting, and you're going to be using conversion objective, conversion goal for the second reel that you will be specifically targeting for those people who watch the first reel. Isn't this smart? It's really smart. And you can do this setup on Facebook Business Manager. I'm going to show you how. So that's one of those successful strategy. And because Garyvee is talking about everyone are trying to kind of experience that and experiment with this strategy. So yeah, today I've shared that with you. And if you feel confident on spending a bit more on video views, say, for example, probably for a New Zealand market, it would be good to start with something like 500 will be enough. And then you're going to show it to as many people as possible. And then for the conversion, you're going to spend another 500 just to, narrow it down and get the relevant traffic to the site. So for those people who more likely to watch the video till the end, they will more likely to come to the site and make a purchase because they're interested in this topic. So that's how you would see it, right? So where your reels will be displaying, they will be displaying on a different, so there are different options. So the first option, it's obviously will be on in the middle, the reels tab that you're using from a home screen. So you can see your ad there, and you can see your ad, how it's been displayed, and analyze it through Facebook Business Manager. You can also see your ad you can also set up the ad to be shown on an Explore page, and also people will be seeing your ad on their feed. So how to set this all up? Just quickly theory, and then we can just straight jump into Facebook Business Manager. Obviously, you're going to set up some timing, right? So we want to make sure that the timing is right, and if you can fit it under 30 seconds. So I'd say maybe 15 seconds, it's a good start, because people, as I'm saying, again, they are very impatient, and we want to see some good content. If there is a good content, your personal story, you can't really fit it in 15 seconds. It's good to you can use 30 seconds, but depending on I'd say, I put it this way, depending on what it is, something that you are trying to share, what message you're trying to put out there through your Reels ads. Because remember about the fact that these new Reels ads will be for new people. They don't know you yet. They haven't visited your website. They haven't followed you yet. So the best approach here would be, what it is something that I can bring to these new people, that they would be interested. They would go and follow me. They would go and ask me about my product, right? They will come to my DM. So I'd say that's the right question and the right mindset, being in the beginning, asking yourself what it is something that you are trying to accomplish in the beginning. And in time is not that crucial, as long as it will be initially from 15 to 30 seconds. Yeah, and then read your data. That's simply as it sounds. Like, just go into the Instagram Reels inside and find the data, find what people tell you. So do you know how to access your data on Instagram? I'm just going to show you quickly. So if you will go into your professional dashboard on your Instagram, you can do it with me on your professional dashboard, and you can see some of the tips and resources for Instagram Reels. You can see some tutorials how to make the Reels and things like that. It's really highly recommend you to check this out. And you can see all the accounts inside here, all the accounts inside. So you can see what people are been reacting for, how many views it's been on your videos and stuff, how many followers you got from a certain like video Reels ads that you've been using. And I would highly recommend you to add the audio and add the text, because some people are watching the Reels, and it's kind of weird because people not hearing what they're seeing, but some people might be in a public transport, or they just in a meeting and they are scrolling through and they're not using audio, but they are reading the text. So that's really important, adding the audio as well as the text as well, because some people will forget the text, and it's not the best, I'd say, optimization for your ads, if you like. Some people add in captions as well. So like everything that you're saying, you can use the transcript, and that would be automatically popped up on your video ad as well. And then get your dimensions right, because most of the time we don't really tend to interact with those videos that's been or either blurry or that have a bad quality. Try to record your Reels on a really nice camera, not necessarily iPhone 13, but what I mean by that is like, at least it's not blurry, at least it's a good lighting, it's a good positioning, and there's nothing much, you don't have a busy background if you're, for example, filming in a public place on a street. So that's some of these tips, but I'd say it's the completely different topic to talk about the creatives and how to make the videos more engaging. And there's so many videos on YouTube. I would highly recommend you to go and check it out. I'm sure Digital Boost has done a few sessions on how to make your videos more engaging, how to film it basically. But from the other hand, you don't want to really overcomplicate it, because again, as those both platforms, TikTok and Instagram Reels, they're more becoming like a humanized, I'd say. They're more like we used to glamorous all of these life of entrepreneurs, or some of these nice products, or if we're talking about fitness, we're talking about everything being perfect. It's been all in the past, right? But now it's like realities is like people share on like the realities of running a business, realities of the product, or some of the struggle, or being very, I'd say, vulnerable. People get more vulnerable about their stories and stuff. So it's something you can see on and you can also observe on the platform. So before we wrap up, obviously there's so many things to cover, but I want you to I want you to show you how you would go and set up the ad manager. So we're not going to talk about how to set up the ad manager, because I hope that you guys have your ad manager set up already. If you haven't yet, there's a set up instructions on the businessfacebook.com. If you go there, log in, and you will see the step-by-step instruction on how to set up your ad manager properly. You're going to be using the pixel, you're going to be setting up the payment method, and what it is. And you just linking your ad manager to your main pages on Facebook and Instagram. And that's pretty much all. Yeah, but the most important thing to set up on the ad manager is the pixel, because pixel reads the data, and pixel allows you to run remarketing campaign. So you can run the ads for those people who's been visiting your website, for example. So if we're talking about, again, Garyvee Strategy, I would go and set up the campaign. I would go for the video views, and then say, for example, we want to see the video views. We want to get it as many people see our ad as possible, and that's pretty much the whole idea. So we're going to choose the consideration stage, and here it opens up the everything for you, right? So with video views, I will be using, obviously you're going to set up on the campaign level. You know how we've got campaign level, here's the ad set level, and here's the ad level, right? So on a campaign level, we're going to be setting up the budget. So I think it's automatically adding $20, $20. Yeah, remember about budget optimization all the time. I would highly recommend to use it. Otherwise, your budget will go beyond what you've planned, and it's not a good feeling to have, isn't it? So with the daily budget is 20%. $20 a day. You can also set up the lifetime budget, but I would most of the times we're using daily budget. You can also check some of this option if you want to be, excluding the ads being running during the nighttime. You can also set this all up here. And on the ad set section, that's where it comes really interesting. I just wanted to show you the big difference. So obviously, here's your locations and the age and who it is we targeting. So say we're targeting women from 25 to 40, for example, 45. That's the target audience, and then they are more likely on Instagram. So we are targeting women, but it's depend obviously that depend on your target audience, right? So, and here's where the things gets tricky. That's the placement. So there's a big debate happening between paid media experts talking about different placement strategies. So that's might be subjective, or maybe that's my personal, and it's also based on what it is, on the best practices that we've been running the ads for the last 8 years and spending for more than 3 million on ads. We've realized that using the automatic placement, it's not very good way on doing things, especially if we're talking about video, especially if we're talking just Instagram. So what's automatic placement means that your ad will be running on every single platform, on every single, I'm going to show you here. Yeah, on audience, on network, on a messenger, on a right column, on Instagram Explorer, on Instagram Shop, on Facebook Stories, and all of these, obviously, as you might probably understand, all of these formats, they got a different sizing and dimensions. So what I don't really like about it is like half of this not going to fit into my sizing, because it's just simply not going to work. So I don't usually run the ads on Facebook Stories, because I feel like people are not really into that, or into the Facebook Stories, and they were less interactive with that. With Instagram stories, it's a bit different because we can use all of these 15 seconds. We can use the photos. We can use 15 seconds like elements, right, for stories, and we can have 3 of them highly interacting. So what I would recommend doing here is to remove all of that, right? So we're going to be manual placements. The reason why it's just recommended, it's because it's just simply the platform wants more revenue. That's the reality of it, isn't it? So with a platform being Instagram only, we are choosing the Instagram. We don't even need the feed. We don't even need the Explorer. All we need is to go with Instagram Reels, right? Here's the Reels. And we don't need any other of this platform. Imagine your ad, for example, you are selling the high-end, I don't know, like a luxury, say products, right? So skincare brand, or you're selling like luxury handbags, and your ads will be showing on a messengers, on relevant groups, on somewhere on like a marketplace. Probably not a best way of doing this, right? So you're going to be remembering where you want to show your ads. So that's truly crucial. Another hack here is to, for example, when you're choosing manual placement being Facebook, I wouldn't recommend you to go with all devices. I would recommend you to go with mobile devices, because even now, like with Instagram Reels, we do have a setup for Instagram Reels. We will go and choose the devices, and if you can explain me why it says all devices, like, right, all devices, and if you wouldn't change it, it will be showing your ad on desktop on Instagram Reels. So you probably don't need that, right? Because people not really on desktop with Instagram. So I will go here and check all I want all mobile devices here and not the desktop at all, right? You can also use some of the block lists, some of the inventories and things like that. But that's mainly how it will be all optimized. It's through this ad. And we come into the last section, which is the ad itself. So with the ad, we're going to be super creative with that, as we talked about just recently. So with the ad setup, you can either create the ad or you can use the existing posts. For some reason, there is some glitch happening with the existing posts. So if you check the existing post, for some reason, it doesn't allow you to pick some of these recent reels that you've been posting. So it's mainly the video itself, so not the reels. So you see here, you can't really choose the reels. So I would highly recommend you to go here and just use the create ad, right? So while create an ad, we mean that we would create the video ad. So we're gonna add the video, just those videos that you've been using on your reels. Right, for example, we had a video perfectly matching the reels, so that's original size.
Now, can I ask a question about actually the creation of the video? So there's a question here from Jason. It says, I would be interested to hear what app program is easiest to create or edit videos. Do you have any tips?
Oh, yes, I'd say I would say top 2 go-tos. It's the Cut. There's so many of them, but there's some in particular that I'm using. It's called Cut Pro, and the also, let me check.
Cut Pro, was it?
Just a second. I've been trying to, because we've been using quite a lot of those tools, isn't it? And there's so many. InShot, that's the number one. It's not expensive. I think it's even free. I'm using the free version and I can do everything InShot. So that's InShot. And also another one, it's called something Cut.
I know that I've used Clipchamp before.
Clipchamp.
Sure. This looks like more. Is it Clipchamp?
I think so, yeah. But InShot, will be more than enough for you to start with. It's the free tool, and it works best for the vertical videos.
Yeah.
So yeah, try to use InShot. It's the number one. And second one, let me try it. Clips. It's called Clips.
Oh, Clips.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's been something we've cut. But yeah, the Clips is the good one as well.
Clips with Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Cool.
I popped those in the chat.
Nice. Is there any other questions? Or
there was a question, but I think you're going to answer it, which is about how to find trending.
Yes.
Music.
So that's something we're going to cover as well. Yeah. So that's your text that goes here. I wouldn't recommend you to go heavy with your primary text, but let's be honest, we run in the Instagram Reels ads and people are listening to you. They're not listening to what you they listen to you, but they're not reading. So they can't read and listen to you at the same time, if you know what I mean. So it's not, from a user perspective, it's not really like the thing that some people might do, but I would highly recommend you to go with the one sentence here about who you are, or either like what's your call to action or whatever. So that's Christine here explaining about your digital products, right? So she's talking about some of the trendy things. She's talking about some, tips. And then she's got a clear call to action, come to my workshop. So that's pretty much how you would go and, create this strategy around it. Okay, what it is something that I want to get people into. Even you're running the video ad, like a video views, even you're running this campaign for the video views, you're going to be dropping some, tips for the industry. Or there's some of these, some of the tips when people come in and just being like, aha, I didn't realize that, or this is mind blowing, or so you're going to be changing. I think with the Reels, you're going to be changing the perspective, like what's something that blow their mind and catch their attention, and that's what they need, and this is the go-to place. Your product and things like that. So you probably got an idea already. So let's go and find the trendy video. So there's two strategies to use the trendy videos on Reels. So the first strategy is you just simply go into your account on Reels, and that's something that's easy to do because you go into your account and you find this trending music here. And you can see, as you can see here, there is an arrow on the top right. So as you would scroll, I'd say you would scroll first 10 videos and you'll find one video that's got a trendy music on it. And say, for example, you've got this video, you've got a trendy music. You go into this, you click on this music, and you're going to be using like a save audio. You click save audio. So the audio has been saved. And now you can use this audio to create your own Reels, right? So as you can see, for example, if you're in a fashion industry, that could be a good type of Reels you can use, because it's the quick one. It's got only 5 seconds, but there's a lots of transitions. So people using different styles, different products. That's perfect for the fashion industry. So you've got to click on save the audio and use it for your own Reels. So that's the first strategy. Second strategy is to go back to our TikTok ads and go into the audio library. So audio library will give us the indication on what it is something that's trendy, right? So audio library here, it says it's trendy. You can use some of those, what's trending in New Zealand, for example, because the algorithm picks up. One of the great things about TikTok is when you open up the TikTok, you're more likely to see the local videos because it's got a hashtag and it's optimized for the viewers to see the local content first, which is a cool thing, right? So and because there are not that many creatives here in New Zealand yet, some people are, but not crazy is like is on other countries, then we've got a high chances to be visible on TikTok, which is cool. But the main thing here with the TikTok, again, it's the consistency that we we haven't talked about much yet, but it comes with the content strategy, being super consistent with the ads, both for Reels and both for TikTok. That way you will get much exposure in that. So that's some of these recommended tracks. I wouldn't say it's been, but most of them are trendy. But another way of doing this was the website, and I forgot the name for this website. But if you just go into here and just call TikTok trend songs, I think it's called trend songs, talk board. Here we go. That's the #1 platform to be using, the TikTok, and I've been using for a while. So talk boards got all the trendy songs for this week, for example, and you can just simply find the same song and use it for your Reels and for your TikTok. So why we're doing the comparison with the TikTok in Reels, just because TikTok, something that comes up on TikTok, it's most of the time, 99%, maybe 90% of the time, it comes trendy on Instagram Reels as well. So it's the direct correlation between those two platforms again. And whatever you put on TikTok, you see it's trending, you jump on this trend, and you're going to use the same kind of trend on Instagram Reels. That's increasing your chances. But don't forget to remove the, do we have questions about how to remove the watermark on a TikTok, or how to remove the watermark from Reels to the TikTok as well? So that's something that's, I'm sure we've been discussing before, but that's something just to keep in mind, just a good reminder to remove all of that, because none of these platforms, like when you're using Instagram Reels like logo, some people just simply cut it because the logo on Instagram Reels comes on a top bottom side. So you just cut the video, making short, and just you upload it to TikTok. Cool.
That app, Gal, what was that app that you used to take the watermark off?
So I've been just using to remove the Reels ad. I'm just simply using the video, like the photo that we go to the photo library. We just simply cut the same how we cut the photo, the same we cut the video. So that's what I'm using for Instagram Reels ad, because most of the time you just don't have a time, to do the properly edit. And second one, I'm using for the TikTok watermark. It's called I'm again saying about the cut. Something I've been using with cut for a while. I can't remember this tool. Safe Talk. Here we go.
Safe Talk. Okay, I'll find it.
That's the beautiful tool that allows you to upload your video, the one that you just posted on TikTok, and it automatically removes your watermark. So that way you've got a clean, nice video that you can then post it and repost it on Instagram Reels. Cool. Just wrapping up, I guess the main kind of things to keep remembering about is, keep testing different options. Keep looking at your dimensions, at your obviously creatives on what it is something that you're using. I would highly recommend you to start playing with user-generated content, with your content that's been created by influencers, even sometimes if you're just starting, or if there's some the genuine feedback that you've got from customers. So use that as well. So here's just a quick inspo again. You can just log in to some of these accounts, like big accounts, and just see also in Hootsuite post a lot on this trendy, like Louis Vuitton, for example, ad campaign. You can get inspired from that. One of my favorite one is Nespresso. Can we just have a look quickly?
I'm Adam Hunting. I'm a chef, and my real focus in Drive is to make British luxury sustainable. And if I can work with another company that has the same views as me.
You see, so it's a short and sweet video, but it's got a really nice message on what it is, something that you're kind of trying to share.
I've got a question here. It says, how do you add the saved trendy audio to your reel?
So you just click on this audio song. Again, I'm just going to show you. So you're going to be, for example, that's the Trendy audio, right? So that's the reel that using Trendy audio. So I'm clicking this on this audio.
It's really small. We might need
it's really small. And then
yeah.
you click here and then it automatically pops up here saying save audio. And I'm just clicking on save audio, right?
Yeah.
Save audio. So it's saved on my library. Then I'm using, you can use this button here that says use audio. You can just use the audio. And now you can just simply use those, some of those video that you can upload to your system. For example, yeah, something I've been using. For example, these are one of my recent content I've been using. So that's the, yeah, that's pretty much it. The way how you use it.
You just click on the song, don't you?
Yeah,
like you see the
click
song,
on a song
that's happening.
and then click on a save audio. That's all.
If you found the song in, say, your audio, like where you showed us where you can have a look at the trending songs, is there a way to, if you don't see it on somebody else's post, how do you would just search for that song when you add the audio to your reel, right?
Yes. So that's usually one of the, it's one of the common ways of doing this. Obviously, ad libraries got a Trendy audio, and I'm sure the reels, the chalkboard, I'd say the go-to platform just to go with the Trendy audios. I'd say all of these.
Pop that in the chat.
Yeah, because this platform allows you to see what's trendy now in a I'd say in both platforms, because whatever you do on the TikTok, it comes next with the.
And they're so interlinked, aren't they? It's just really, yeah. Cool. So then you would just go, it's almost like you would use the search function. So once you get your reel like established, then it says, like when you're going to create your reel, it'll ask you, you can see the music sign to the left of your of the reel that you've created, and you can click on that little music note. And once you click on that, you can either choose to record, choose to look at music, or upload, kind of take a song from the system,
from the audio,
take you to a search page, and
winning
you
tip,
type one of these
goal tip, to use both. If you're talking about, as we saw just on a TikTok ads just before, people been talking about their stuff, right? So they've been using their voice, and it's a good approach, because I like to hear people's voice rather than them just showing the movement and dancing. So with that being said, you can use your voice, and you can add the Trendy audio, but you can decrease the volume till 8%. I think 8% is a good one. 8 to 10%, depending on the volume of the audio. But you would go to a preview and listen it. So if the audio is too loud, the song is too loud, you're going to be volume down the volume down the audio song. And then you can also increase your so you're using both. So you kind of killing two birds with one stone, because you're using Trendy video, but from the other hand, you're being authentic and using your own voice, which is cool. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
And I love
if
it.
you're doing it, then that's great advice. Yeah. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you feel like, oh, I really have no idea how to do this, we've done some sessions. I feel like we did a session on Instagram Reels. I'm going to see if I can find it. And if all else fails, contact support at digitalboost.co.nz, and we will literally walk you through how to do this. And like Tip, who's one of our digital specialists, he could even jump on a video call with you and share his screen, so you can actually watch what he's doing on his phone. So there's lots of ways we can teach. If you're a visual learner, like, don't be afraid to reach out, because we can definitely help you out there. Because once you've done it once, you kind of get a feel, don't you? Yeah.
Another tip is, like, when you scrolling, just scrolling plus, and you see the audios, you just got to save bunch of those audios that you like, and then you can use it later on, for your reference. And it's going to be in a separate folder, so you can have your saved posts, and you can have the saved audios. So that's something that I'm also found really helpful for me. There are the days when you don't know what to post, right? And it will be like, oh, what I've saved, like, would be good to see what I've saved. And you can go to the saved account. You can see here. So there's all audio, and all posts that I've saved. So, and then I can go to the audios and find all of these songs that I've saved and be like, oh, I can use one of those. That sounds like a fun. And then just create my own, right? So, but again, it's we're talking about Reels ads as the part of the strategy. But remember about the Instagram Reels ads, the ads itself, it's going to be like slightly different audience. So it's going to be different type of messaging that you're trying to say. Awesome. Just going to check the chat to see if we've got any other questions.
No, we're good. I've been kind of getting those off as we've been going along, actually.
Nice. So yeah, I'd say first thing would be good to check the Facebook ad library. It's a good source of inspiration. Some people also, I've heard some people using Reels on Pinterest as well. And that's another cool thing to do, because Pinterest now becoming more interactive platform. So they love videos as well.
Yeah, cool. And Pinterest is a hidden gem, we found out. I don't know if we run that session. I feel like maybe it got postponed, but I've rebooked it. Pinterest. We're doing a session on Pinterest, and because Pinterest actually creates great backlinks to your site, and it's got like lots of value to it. And it's often overlooked as a platform, but most people, we did it Pinterest for tourism. That's what it was. But in reality, you can do it with anything, because people often go to Pinterest for ideas. And so it's the same kind of concept of people just browsing through and then finding you. And then, it's a great way to connect back.
Another thing, have you heard about TikTok? Is when people typing up your name, the TikTok shows up as well. It's like the same as the YouTube video.
Oh,
so you're going to be really careful now what you put it up on the TikTok. People will be Googling your name and they will see your TikTok ads. It's so interesting, because Instagram, what's missing, I think it's the SEO, isn't it, on Instagram itself, especially with the Reels, when you got like 2 seconds to catch the attention. And with TikTok, it's so cool to see that it's an SEO optimized platform now, and people can just search your name and see the TikTok ads. So the TikTok comes up.
Wow,
interesting. And Pinterest as well. So
I'll tell you what, they are just going, I still struggle with this platform, but I recognize that it is a major mogul and that you should use it. I was just chatting with somebody the other day. I've chatted with, I think, like 3 or 4 people in the past 3 or 4 weeks, and each one of them has told me that they've either gotten somewhere from 50,000 to over 1 million views on something that they put up on TikTok. I mean, the amount of organic reach that you can get on that platform is just obscene. And in reality, it's what makes it stand out, isn't it? Because with all the other platforms, you just kind of get your bubble gets smaller and smaller the minute you like things, and so they've really not, their algorithm just works so differently.
I love
interesting.
I love seeing the travel industry, the way how it's booming, and what I like about our local creators who are, climbing up on the Rose Peak and doing some just nice, beautiful those videos, and really nice videos on TikTok. And that's how we can also, it should be part of the, the travel.
We are doing it. We're doing it next week. I feel like we're doing it next week. We're doing TikTok for tourism on May 4th.
Oh, beautiful.
But I would say tune into that session regardless, because the guys that are coming on to do that session, like it is through a tourism lens, but the content that they put forward is always universal. So sometimes I feel like people miss out on it because it always says, like, it'll say tourism or something like that, and they'll be like, oh, I'm not in tourism. So they don't turn up. And then I'm sitting there going, wow, this had so much value. We should have just named it TikTok or something.
Especially in New Zealand, we are so rich with our, beautiful nature. That's how we're, people will be knowing more about the country, and more tourists will be coming in soon. So that's exciting.
Here we go, opening up. Well, you know what? I can't even believe it. I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh, we're 5 over. Where did that time go? I have no idea.
You're always like that, isn't it?
I know. I have dropped every link to every platform that you spoke about is on every platform. So if you're looking for any of those little gems that, the only one I didn't put on there in Facebook was the Save Talk. That's your, but you need to find it in the App Store. So
in the App Store.
Yeah, I couldn't really provide a link, but Save Talk.
It's the free one to use as well.
Yeah. So you'll be able to find that in the App Store, but I've put that in the chat. So do take advantage of some of these tips. You may want to go back and rewatch a part of this. If you came to us via Zoom, you'll get the link in a newsletter in like a thank you for attending. But then of course, if you're on social media where I can see most of you are sitting, you can just rewatch it at your leisure. Please reach out if you need a hand just setting up, or getting yourself started. Don't let that be the reason why you don't take this information, actually utilize it in your business. Because like I had said in the beginning, and, Gao and I were talking about, because of the competition that is currently so fierce between TikTok and, Meta, who owns Facebook and Instagram, they've shifted the algorithm slightly with the reels, and they're actually allowing more reach right now. So, don't miss out on that, because you could be gaining some more followers. Because sometimes you look at your thing and you go, man, I've been at like 150 for like 3 months, you know what I mean? Like, which means maybe your strategy is not that great, but reels are a definite way to get views. And these were some great tips today, Gal, as usual. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So glad you found it useful, and everyone just seems to be like asking the questions, and was great to cover them all. I hope you'll succeed with reels, because that's I'd say go-to platform to grow your business organically online, and if not organically through paid media, but paid media, on a paid media, the video ads is the number one thing you can do. That's the most engaging thing you need to be doing at the moment, and just keep it super consistent. Everywhere on all these platforms, and people like the accounts that just using the photo content, static content, they're not going to succeed because of those new changes in the algorithms.
Yeah, we're beyond that now. We actually have talked a little bit about, or like in our team, instead of looking, when you used to look at a marketing strategy, you used to look at it in pillars, right? You'd be like, what are my pillars? Community, natural products or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you'd have these key pillars that you would base your content on pillars. But we were talking about that actually, like, instead of looking at it as pillars, looking at it as far, and I love your opinion on this, Gal, looking at it as far as the different ways that you can communicate with folks on Instagram. So you've got your reels, you've got your static posts, you've got your and some, if you're in education, you even have like a catalog or like a, because if you've got courses, if you look at Coursera or something, because it's an education company, they have this other little section that they get because they're education. So depending on what your business is registered as, but we were talking about it as, stop looking at it as pillars and start looking at creating content in those 3 sections. Yeah. What do you think about that versus the old pillar system?
100%. Pillar system, it's like, it's the last maybe 5 years that this strategy has been working, right? Now the pillars, you might be having different pillars every single month, and you will be just talking about different things, right? So I'd say, as long as now what really runs the market is the value-based content. It's something that you're going to be, you'll be like, this, I never thought it's going to be this way, or I never thought about this tip. I never seen this like tools. Sometimes I'm sharing the tools and that people are like, oh, I've never heard about this tool before. And that's what you're going to be, using to generate this interest to yourself, to your products, to your people, and being really authentic. And if you're not showing up the face on the reels, you're going to overcome that, because that's, people want to see who are behind the brands.
That's right. Yeah. Cool. Another great discussion, Gal. I can't wait till we sit
Thank
down
you
and
so
do our
much.
podcast. It's going to be unbelievable. Yeah, it's gonna be so
I'm available, whatever you're.
whenever we set it up, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Well, we will
sounds
let
great.
you all get on with your day because, you know, we're a little bit could chat for quite a while, which we all need to move forward, I think, and take this information and do something with it.
Go and create your Instagram Reels ads, please, and let us know how you go with that.
Yeah, you can tag Gal, you can tag, you know, like tag Digital Boost. We're on Instagram, like tag us. We want to see your reels, you know, we want to see what you're doing. We can comment on them. We haven't really, we're
Let's
still
support each other.
developing our Instagram actually, because it hasn't been a platform that we thought was very good for what we do. You know, we just didn't feel like that's where our market was, but we are adding to it now and developing it. And it's kind of what the marketing experts say, like pick a couple platforms that you know that your market's on and, you know, get really good at that and then, you know, expand out. And so we're following the experts, you know, we're trying to make it happen. All right, Gal. Have
Thank
a great
you so
day.
much. All
Have
the
a great
best.
day, everyone.
That takes
See you
quick
next time.
preparation and everything.